The fans had come up with plenty of theories on how Mephisto would finally enter the MCU. Now that we know some of Marvel's plans and the fact that Sacha Baron Cohen has been cast for the role, it looks like we're in for a weird role. But why is Mephisto being brought into Ironheart? And is Baron Cohen a good fit for the role? Stay tuned because we're about to answer these questions. First off, a little background on Mephisto. Mephisto is a demon who lords over a pocket dimension often called Hell or Hades. His character was created by John Buscema, Stan Lee, and Jerry Robbins in 1968. His origins have links to the creation of the Infinity Stones in the comics. This demon's end goal is to populate his hell-like dimension with the souls of humans to create his demon army. He actually began as a villain for Silver Surfer, but Mephisto grew and later became one of the Ghost Rider's main villains. His role in the comics grew to see him play major roles in the lives of Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange, among other Marvel characters. And the MCU searching for a Thanos replacement for Phase 4, Mephisto was arguably the strongest candidate to be introduced and play a major role in the MCU. Now let's talk about the latest developments. We will finally get to see Mephisto in the Marvel Cinematic Universe thanks to Ironheart, and Marvel Studios' plans for the villain are even more out there than fan theories thought. Audiences have been impatiently waiting to see Mephisto in the MCU since WandaVision, as the Disney Plus show seemed to give some hints at the inclusion of Marvel's Devil many times. And so, when the show wrapped up without him showing up, fans began speculating on various upcoming projects as possible fits. The theorizing about where the villain could finally make his debut can come to an end now. New reports tell us that Sacha Baron Cohen will be playing Mephisto in Ironheart, meaning he's going to be part of the MCU during Phase 5. We also know now that Marvel's plans for the character are quite different from the theories. He was predicted to make an appearance in WandaVision to help create Scarlet Witch's kids or steal their souls. There were even theories that we'd see Mephisto and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and be linked to Scarlet Witch's journey to retrieve her kids. There was even speculation for a time that Loki could include them. Instead of putting Mephisto in a supernatural and multiverse project, Marvel's plans to include him in Ironheart tell us that we really have no clue what his role will be like at all. Here's why Marvel is introducing Mephisto in Ironheart. Mephisto coming in Ironheart may not make a lot of sense to some at first glance. The Disney Plus show is about Riri Williams, played by Dominic Thorne, an excellent young woman who makes an Iron Man-like Ironheart armor. The Iron Man connection tells us that Ironheart should be created around technology and have a somewhat grounded story. But Marvel confirmed that the show will have a few more magical elements than we thought. Ironheart's villain is the Hood, played by Anthony Ramos, a master criminal who gets his powers from a magical cloak from Dormammu in the comics. It would seem that the Hood's involvement is going to pave the way for Mephisto to be an Ironheart. Even though Mephisto and the Hood are characters with supernatural links in the comics, they don't have much crossover. Recent reports telling us that Mephisto is in Ironheart indicates that this isn't how it's going to be for the MCU. There is a chance that Mephisto is the one who gives the Hood powers in the MCU. This would be a well-played change for Marvel Studios because Dormammu had been sidelined after Doctor Strange. The real question now that remains is how big of a role Mephisto will have in Ironheart. As Marvel could only keep him for a single episode and leave audiences wishing there was more, but after all the theories, this could be the bizarre and unexpected development we didn't know we needed. Next up, will Sacha Baron Cohen be a good fit for Mephisto? Even Marvel's choice to cast Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto is something no one saw coming. There have been a good amount of fan casts for the demon character, but Sacha Baron Cohen was not someone you'd ever consider. But think about it, he does fit, weirdly. Maybe he'll make it his own and give us a fun and even more messed up version of Mephisto. This is why some fans hoped that Evan Peters or Bruce Campbell were playing the villain in previous MCU projects. Everyone loves Sacha though. The man has never failed to entertain and make his audiences laugh throughout whatever movie he's in. He's adored around the world for his funny, provocative, and fully committed transformations for the Borat movies, among many others. But that's not all. The man has range too. He can sometimes be more serious. We saw him in such a role in The Trial of the Chicago 7, so he definitely has the range much to be a great Mephisto. Coming up, this is where Mephisto could find a place after Ironheart. Now that it looks like Mephisto is finally going to be a part of the MCU, we're expecting that this is just the beginning and that Ironheart is going to be the first of many appearances for Sacha Baron Cohen. Because the casting is still unofficial, Marvel hasn't yet come out and specified Mephisto's place in the multiverse saga. But seeing the MCU Phase 5 slate gives us some potential answers. The most obvious place for Mephisto to come back would definitely have to be in Agatha: Coven of Chaos. Marvel's initial Phase 5 slate has Agatha Harkness's solo show coming out right after Ironheart, so a Mephisto connection between the two makes total sense. This can also be an opportunity for Marvel to pay off the hopes that Mephisto and Agatha would meet. When you think long-term, Sacha Baron Cohen's Mephisto could be a pivotal character for the MCU following Ironheart. It would not be a big surprise if he somehow showed up in Blade or became a threat in the possible Midnight Suns team-up. Besides that, there's also a big chance that Mephisto would have some involvement in a Ghost Rider show or movie, which has been rumored to be in the making. Sacha Baron Cohen could even come back as the leading villain in Doctor Strange 3. Maybe he'll even appear in an Avengers movie. You never know. But nonetheless, we can't wait to see what Sacha brings to the role. Moving on, She-Hulk's Demon Dimension might be an early hint Mephisto is coming. It now looks like She-Hulk's Episode 4's Demon Dimension might be the start of Marvel's actual Mephisto setup. The episode's story is centered around a low-level sorcerer toying with spells he does not fully know how to do. This eventually leads to him accidentally tearing open a portal to another dimension, where demon creatures start to crawl out of. Even though Mephisto's demons don't look like what's presented in She-Hulk, switching them up to monstrous creatures could be Marvel's method of giving him some cannon fodder to keep multiple superheroes busy in a possible future conflict. The dimension they crawled out from is hardly shown in She-Hulk Episode 4, but the underworld look and orange color could make this a little peek into Marvel's version of hell. If that is what it really is, Mephisto should be close by during these events. There's also a possibility that She-Hulk secretly has Mephisto. In the episode, we see Madison talking about her experience of being taken to another dimension by Donnie Blaze. Part of this was her signing off a deal with a demon in the shape of a talking goat named Jake. Madison made a deal with the goat demon to return to Earth, contingent on him eventually getting to reap my soul and the souls of all I love. This is what Mephisto was planning to do, and his shape-shifting abilities mean he could have morphed and presented himself to Madison as a talking goat to make himself seem less dangerous. It's very plausible, and this would also mean that She-Hulk paved the way for Mephisto's real MCU introduction in the future. Finally, many other MCU characters have strong links to Mephisto. Marvel, and especially Phase 4, is set to be packed full of characters who have ties to Mephisto. The biggest one of these is Moon Knight. Recent reports tell us that we will be seeing Ethan Hawke as Moon Knight's main villain, and Marvel is avoiding confirming just who his character is. Hawke is an A-list actor, and it's possible he has actually been hired for this. There were also rumors that Hawke would be playing Mephisto. Mephisto is one of the biggest enemies of both the Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, and he has links to Spider-Man through the One More Day story. He has also run into Thor on multiple occasions as well, and he's even gone up against both the Fantastic Four and their archenemy, Doctor Doom. If you take a good look, Marvel's Phase 4 slate has way too many characters with links to Mephisto. Maybe it's a sign. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Sacha would make an interesting Mephisto? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one. Thanks for watching.